Excellent. So unit 5, law and order. Special units now. So rules and regulations. The passive and modal verbs. Okay, remember that in passive voice, the doer, the person or people who do the action are not important. We don't know who they are, or they are obvious. Yes, so my subject is just passive. It's receiving the action, but it's not actually doing anything, just receiving. Okay, so in this kind of practice, we are going to focus on the modals should, must, have to, and ought to. Yes? And we're going to use them in passive statements to imply that something is necessary. Yes? Necessary. So, for example, here, well, the structure, I would say the structure is easy because you use the auxiliary, in this case, should or must or ought to, and then because it's passive voice, you have to use be, but it's copy paste be. Yes, it doesn't need any modifications. No, zero modifications. So you just use the auxiliary you need to use, then you use be, and then the verb in, what is the form of the verb? Does anybody remember? Is it the simple past? Is it base form?
Past participle.
That is correct, Raul. Yes, it's the verb in past participle. Yes. Whenever we use passive voices, we have to use verbs in past participle. Okay. We can also use could to talk about things that are possible but not mandatory, okay? Let's remember, mandatory means that we are forced to do something because it's the law, because my mom says so, because my guardian says so, because my dad, somebody with more authority than me, is ordering me to do it. So I can use should, must, and ought to express that. But when something is just like not really mandatory, I use could. Yes, the legal age could easily be changed. It's a possibility. Yes, possibility. Okay, before we move on to the practice, I just want to make sure that we know what these auxiliaries mean. Yes, when I use must, this is the highest level of obligation, okay? When I use must, like really, you have to do it. Yes, it's mandatory. Maybe it's in the Constitution, maybe it's in the school's rules. You have to do it. But you have must, and then you have to in second place. Yes, must, have to, and then should and ought to. Yes, should and ought to are the same, but one is older. Ought to is older. Okay, remember, you can ask me questions or you can ask me to translate things. It is okay. We are studying grammar, we are learning grammar. Okay, so R-rated movies should be banned. Yes, the law ought to be changed. Yes, must be done. But this is the highest level of obligation. Must is highest. And then could is the last one because could is not an obligation. Yes, so let's try to rewrite these sentences in passive voice. The teacher have to give, well, that has to give an exam today. How do you write this in passive voice? Raul?
The teacher have to be given an exam today.
Oh, well, but if you say that, then you are saying that the teacher is taking the exam, not somebody else. And in this case, in active voice, we are saying that the teacher is giving the exam to somebody else. So remember that I need to change my subject. What is going to be my new subject? So Jesus?
Exam.
Exam.
The exam
Okay.
have to be given by the teacher.
Okay, has to be given. Yes, because exam is
Given.
one. Yes, thank you. That is correct. Okay, I will repeat because I cannot write it here. The exam has to be given. Yes, has to be given by the teacher today. Then, that was number 4, but okay. Then you must obey the traffic rules. You must obey the traffic rules. How? Okay, Josue?
The traffic rules must obeyed by you.
The traffic rules must be what? I'm sorry?
Must be obeyed.
Yes, obeyed. Yeah, I need to add ed because it's a regular verb. Okay. Then, students should review the lessons repeatedly. Students should review the lessons repeatedly. Jimena?
The lesson should be reviewed repeatedly.
Yes, reviewed. Yeah, for the rest of you, reviewed with ed. Okay, remember, verb in passive voice. Thank you, Jimena. And finally, you ought to wash the car. You ought to wash the car. Josue?
Yes. Uh, the car had to be washed by you.
Yes, washed. Yes, washed with ed. Washed. Thank you. Okay. So the car ought to be washed. Ought to be washed. Remember that whenever you see exercises that say, oh, change from active voice to passive voice, that's what you have to do. You have to move the object, the passive object, the object that is receiving, and make it your new subject. Yes? That's what you have to do. Okay. For negative statements, it's almost the same thing, but we place the word not right before be. Yes? You shouldn't be allowed to marry at 18. Shouldn't. Yeah? Let's practice. They shouldn't allow people to smoke in here. It's the same as before, but with not. What is my new subject? Who's receiving the action? Who's receiving? Who's receiving?
The people.
Yes, people. People are receiving, yes? So people, the word people is going to be my new subject. So people what?
Smoke.
Almost. We need to use the auxiliary, okay? So people and then the action. People.
Hello.
Almost. Raul?
The people shouldn't be smoke in here.
Almost.
Shouldn't be allowed to smoke in here.
Yes, shouldn't be allowed is correct. Okay. Why, teacher? Why not shouldn't be smoke? Well, you have to think about what the sentence would say if you say that people shouldn't be smoked. I totally agree with that. I mean, but it's not what the active voice sentence is saying, because when you say people shouldn't be smoked, la gente no debe ser fumada, no, that's not what you want to say. Yes? People shouldn't be allowed to smoke. La gente no se le debe permitir fumar in here. Yes? This is a common confusion. Even if we have two verbs, we have to know what verb is the one that is the main verb, the one that is doing the main action. You must not let Alicia in. Who's my subject? My new subject.
Alicia.
Okay. And then what is the auxiliary?
Must not.
Yeah, must not. Excellent. So Alicia must not. And what is the verb?
Let.
Let. Okay, but what do we know? What do we need to use because we are using passive voice? Alicia must not beep, let
Be.
be. Yes. So Alicia must not be let in. Yes. Let is the same in all tenses. Let. Okay. Questions. It's questions time. Does anybody have any questions? Raul, your microphone is open, but I'm not sure if you're using it.
Sorry.
Okay. Questions? Ought to is the same as should. Ought to es igual que should. Habla de algo que deberías de hacer, que es una buena idea que hagas. Yes? Ought to. Pero es más viejo, es una frase vieja, más formal, digamos también. Ought to.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Any other question? No? Okay, let's see. We'll see if you have questions during the exercise. So let's stop recording.